we go. We are here. Welcome to the game dev section. So here's where we're at with this. I've got everything pretty much in. I do have a bug that I've actually written to Sarah about yesterday. I don't know if there's been an answer yet. I can't tell until I go to my other computer, but hopefully they will answer sometime soon, and then that'll fix the final bug. And I'll show you what the final bug is. It's kind of silly, but it's still a bug, and I still don't like it. So, still no eye deer. What do you call a blind deer? No eye deer. What do you call a blind, legless deer? Oh dear. What do you call somebody with no body and no nose? I don't know. But we're not doing that anymore. We've completed dad jokes. Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows but Joe Pesci. Okay. Let us go to take the logo down here so it's out of the way. Bring up our game dev, game maker screen. Hopefully it'll work. And said it would work. It worked, but it's very tiny. Whoa. Oh, we have to open it up wider down here for it to work right. Let's put this down here. Open up the actual one. Okay, yeah, minimize for some reason. Okay, so this is now our working environment. We're gonna do all of our stuff from here. Let me fix this screen here a little bit to where it's like this. Yep. Okay. We want that one there. We want this page here over here. Okay. Oh, that's too big, isn't it? Let's even it out a bit here. Maybe a little more. Okay. There, that makes a little more sense. The art is not mine. The art is from the tutorial I just finished by, if you look on, when we do the first screen, I actually have the credits up there for them because we've been showing their art and their stuff because I've been doing the tutorial. So it's by Sarah Spalding here in the bottom left corner here, Game Maker Tutorials, and it's their artwork and their stuff. We're just, I was using it for as we went through the tutorial stuff because that's the stuff that they gave us for that tutorial. And we will be, as part of our development, we will be replacing that art as we go. So, not my art, but it is very cute. Yes. Now I do have a working build. Let me see where I put it. And I will show you what the bug is that I've asked for some help with. Let me pull this up on the screen. Game capture window is up, but I think it's behind. No, it's not up. It says, I'm not up. I'm looking at the wrong thing. What is the name of that one? Is that one? Nope. I guess it's this one. Give it a second. Sorry, I'm waiting for something to show up here. Okay. So this is the build that we kind of have right now. And I'll show you where the problem is. We do have saves and stuff in there, and they do work. But so if we go here and we talk to someone, all of the sprites are in front of the dialog box, and I don't know why. So I've gone through everything and all that. So I've actually written to the author of the tutorials to say, look, I'm not very bright, and I don't know why it's doing that. But any time there's a dialog box, if there's sprites, even you can see is my characters in front of it. So I don't think that should be correct, but everything does work. We do have all that stuff. So we are going to start building our town proper and stuff like that, and replace the one that we had before, and then start working on replacing the artwork and all that stuff, so that we don't, because I don't want to plagiarize them or anything like that. I just really am happy that everything works. So yeah, I'm pretty jazzed about all that. But I also found a fix for this problem, which is that the text doesn't show up on some of the screens, which I've already found out how to make it to where they will. We get beat up and now we're dead. We're dead. We're dead and gone. Yes, we are. So, yeah, well, the finished product will look a lot different from this because we do not have a world yet, so we don't know what world to draw the artwork for yet. Also sprites and stuff like that. We don't know what characters. We know that we have three main characters, and there's people in the village and stuff like that. And I started building some stuff out that was part of the tutorial, but now I'm changing to start anew because I had to make changes to it for the text boxes and stuff like that to work. So we are fixing that. Don't know Game Maker. There are layers, but see, that's just it. Is I've tried that too. Is if you look up here in the corner, let me see if I can I don't know if I can make that bigger or not. Here. If you look up in the corner, I did make a text screen layer for Game Maker, saying, okay, well, I'll put it on a layer, and then it won't be in front of the character, or the characters won't see it, but that doesn't seem to do it. So that was what I thought of first. And I don't understand why it's not working. So if you look there, you can see text screen. I made a layer up there, up here. Okay, well, that's not going to give me crap. So you can see up here, I made a text screen layer and turned off the instances, but for some reason it still doesn't go. And I had it on the first one as well, but that seemed to not do anything, not do what I expected it to do. So I was doing the same thing. I was thinking about the same thing for making a mask for the rooftops, for the parts of the roofs that are not, okay, where are we at? Go over here. So if we go back to our little village. So because we made the roofs different, and we go back to our Game Maker thing, turn Game Maker back on. Okay, and then, I closed it. Oh, let's start it back up. Okay, so we started it back up. We started it back up. There we go. So if we go back to our village, so I also, because of this problem here, where our character is in front of the roof, I thought, okay, well, I'll just put that roof on another layer too, but that didn't work either. So I'm not sure how the layers work, because they don't seem to work in the order that I expect them to. Because in Photoshop, in After Effects, all that stuff, everything you stack, everything in front is what, this is the Game Maker engine. So everything that's stacked is like that. But I mean, like these ones work where you just walk in the building and you get an outline of it. That's kind of working. But there is a bit there where a moment where you bash your head on the frame of the door, but this one works, and all the stuff in here works. So you can actually, we have a purchasing system. We have all kinds of really cool stuff. thanks to Sarah and her 51 video tutorial, which I'm just like, I found to be a huge accomplishment for me to get through. You know, since I am not a coder and I have never coded a game before, this at least gave me an idea of how to. And I do have to go back. I have some notes that I want to specifically write, which will help me. Oh, look, we can get bombs now. But we do have drops and stuff, so I know how to set them now and do those so we can get more money and go back and buy the hook. Trying to get enough for the hook. I think it's 25 for the hook if I remember correctly. But now I know how to do it all, which is cool. I didn't know that before. I didn't know it before. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I know it's silly, but it makes me happy. Okay, we got 25. We can go back in here now. Oh. And get the hook. Purchase hook. Hook can be done for all this stuff. Really cool stuff. Go. Okay. The hook is actually fun because the hook, even though I hate it in Superman, is actually quite fun in the game because it's the hook and you can hook things. Bam. You can attack things with it. You can break things with it. Get more bombs. You can also be drawn towards things with it. So if we go up there, so, and all that code's in, so we'll be able to use that for a lot of things. If we take a bomb, let's do this. Let's grab a bomb. We need a bomb out here. We go all the way up here to the top with our bomb. Try not to get killed. Go in the cave. We can do things like this, which is cool. So we go back to our hook that we can, all this mechanics in there because of it's in the tutorial, which is kind of cool. So we can do all that kind of stuff, which is good. Woohoo. Oh, we also have more creatures. So we have bat. We have bat. And we have bows and arrows. Wow. Oh, so close. I don't think I can get that. Oh, I can. Okay, cool. And then up here is like for the very first quest, I put the hat in the cave because that's what part of the tutorial is. Okay. There's a hat up there. So, but it does restart and it does all kinds of cool stuff. So everything that we'll need to start our world. So what we're going to do, let me see. If you guys are talking, when I'm doing this, when you guys are saying anything to me, please put at Yearjoy at the front of your message so I know you're talking to me, because I know you guys get, when I'm looking away and doing all this stuff, I know that you guys get into conversations. I don't want to be interrupting your conversation thinking you're talking to me. I linked the manual on how layer instances should work in share a link. Okay, I'll check it out. You should be able to find the solution for your problem. Thank you. Sparta, also, the stuff that you sent me, I haven't had a chance to look at this morning, so I will get to that tonight. You know, thank you for making the changes based on my comments. So I appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, so let's do this. So right now we have a, oh, this is not the right one. We have to, okay, yeah, this is the right one. The forest. So one of the things okay, let me wait for ads. Let me do this at the moment here. Back over here. Doop 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 doop. You try as okay. As per things being on top of each other, it looks like you need to set the parameter for your layers called depth. That will change the order that layer is drawn. Okay, I'll have to look at that. So if I put depth maybe in the creator, let's see here. Let's go back here a minute. And let's go to workspace. Let's go to, it would be N, not rooms, but scripts, sprites, not sprite scripts. And new box. Now I know that some things in here do have the depth thing in them. I think I just need to find where it is. Maybe it's, like I said, I'm not a programmer and I don't remember absolutely everything that I watched, but that's why I'm actually going to be building a pair of notes for me as to how each thing works. It might be in objects. Maybe let's look at, let's look at OGame. Not those. Text. Text. I don't think there's any depth. I don't think the depth. I know the depth command has been used somewhere. I just don't remember where. Might have been in OGame, actually. That's one thing from the code that I've written in the past. Having it all on one screen actually would be great. So if anybody knows how to take all the code that you've written in this and have it exported like into numbers, Notepad plus or something like that, that would be very helpful. Because then I can look at all the code in one spot. So this is my screen here, but it doesn't seem to have a depth written in there somewhere, but I know that there are pieces that do. Maybe the UI. Okay, that was the test UI. Because to me, I would think, okay, well, you set the order of the layers, which is what I'm used to. You just set the order and you can move them up and down, whatever. But if you have to put code on each one, then I think it's going to get a little bit tricky. But no, I'm not seeing, even with the UI, I'm not seeing a depth thing, even though I know that it's always on top. Room equals visibility, false, else, true. Hmm. We will see. I will find it eventually. Let's go up here. Bomb. Okay, here's depth. So this one, oh, that's for the explosion. But I know that there's a single line command somewhere for depth, but I will have to find it. Depth equals bbox. Let's try doing something here real quick. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to my text screen, and just for fun, and because I want to just make life a living hell, let's put it here and see what happens. Haha. This should be interesting. File save. No, we're not going to save it. We're going to go and unfortunately, no, I do have to save it for the build to go, don't I? Save. Say Unfortunately, if I try to just do the standby build thing or the render run, it will crash OBS. I'm not sure why. Wonky Circle said it preferences you can go to the new code editor that will lay all objects. Og, thank you much. Elite, Elite Wolf, thank you very much for the follow. Events, Wonky, I am okay. All right, so let me do this now. Copy that. Unfortunately, this is how I have to do a build, or because if I don't, then it won't run, and it will crash OBS. So let's see if that fixed our silly problem. Come over here, you. Talk to him. Nope, I didn't do it. So yeah. So it says, Wonky Circle said in preferences, you can go to a new code editor that will lay all object events out for you. Wonky, I am tagging him because he asked to be tagged if you are talking about to him. Okay. Preferences is under the code editor. Luckily, they put everything in alphabetical order. Code editor. Space editing. Editor view. People. Under. You need to enable it at the top. As in that. Open assets in inspector when editor is open. Show message default. Okay, so just turn that on. Wonky, is that what you're saying? Which I've just done here. Yeah, then click apply. Boom. Second ID has started with it disabled. Do you want to restart IDE? Sure, let's try this. Let's see what happens. Ooh, now it's red. Okay, let's open up our, guess this one. Let's open it up, see what happens. To close that, make it small again. Sorry. It's restarted the system. Now let's make sure that it is still set correctly on. Yes, it is enabled. Now let's go to our video. You need to click. Okay, we have clicked apply. So where do I see where it works? So if it's, that's my collision. Let's try a build with that. Yeah, overwrite it. Thank you. Okay, so we need to fix some things. Because the problem I'm having, Wonky, I don't know if you were watching, maybe you were lurking when I was showing it here. I don't seem to be, my layers don't seem to be stacking the way I expect them to stack, but granted, I am a After Effects person and a Photoshop person, so it doesn't, I'm sure that I will not do it correctly. Turn that on. Okay. So yeah, this is what my problem is that layers don't seem to be stacking correctly. I mean, it's nothing that can stop us from going forward. I'll eventually find the bug and fix it, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. So let's go back to Workplace. Let's open some things and see where we're at. Objects. Let's say. Okay. Okay, so that shows me the code. That's awesome. Let's go up here and make this smaller. Oh, but that doesn't work anymore. Okay. Trying to find something to shrink it down, but it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Our Drawbox. So this is for. I need to be a little bit clear as to where I'm at. Okay, so this is O plant. We want to go to our text. Oh, bum, 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 bum. This is the one we really want to look at. Okay, so create. It's the draw. Response to. Yeah, okay, those are the test one. We don't use those anymore. That was for laying all the code into a page. In regards to the depth issue, if you put depth -1 in the create event for the text box object, it will put that object. Okay, so here's our text box object. I believe it's this one down here. No, this is it, isn't it? Put. Regarding depth, if you put -1 in the create event of the text box object, which is this. So that would be in here. So let's go. Couldn't hurt, right? We'll see. Alrighty then, let's do that. Let's rewrite over that one. Yes, overwrite it. Worst comes to worst, it'll just say no, right? Yep, so game capture's not up. Oh yeah, it is, sorry. Don't run away from him, talk to him. Interesting, I probably put it in the wrong place. Up at the top, okay. Oh, went too far. close this down. Sorry you guys are having to watch me fix a silly bug, but I got the rest of it working. Give it a second to, okay. Nope. Depth of the variable, so just pop it depth -1. No equals, oh. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I did. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay, like that. Boop, doop, boop, boop. Wait for it to come up. Come on, abracadabra. Okay. Let's see if that. No, that's not doing it. Something's wonky somewhere. Maybe it needs to be in the script, in the creation script. Let's go over here a minute. Let's look down here in scripts. Down in what's actually making the box, which is my new text box, which is functions though. Oh, sorry, let me move that out of the way. Yeah, so that's something I'm going to have to figure out later. But I'm glad that I can now look at the code in one line, so that actually helps me out quite a bit. Because the whole going back and forth was driving me nuts. We will see how this goes. We have that. We have the 9 slice box. There's no depth on that one either. All that mess. Yeah, that's all. So, yep. Alrighty. Let's go back to something I know how to do. We'll figure this out later. Well, forward ads in 2 minutes. Okay, let's start. So we started town redoing the town before, and I'm gonna actually do a copy of the stuff that we did in there because there was some good stuff there, but I want to make sure that we have all the capabilities. So this was kind of what we set up before. So it's a nice big town. But there's problems with some of the things in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, let's see, this is the forest one. So we're going to do some forest stuff first that leads up to the things that we need to do. This is 16s. Okay, so that gives us some 16s. Yeah, we'll figure the code out. We will get there. Get there. Or I would punch myself in the face. Okay, let's start with, we need a tile set. We have a tile set. There's nothing in it. Let's grab this guy up here. Make it a little bit bigger. Let's grab this guy. We'll make it 2s. And come back from there. I think this one's way too small. How big did I make this? Yeah, this is too small for what we're trying to do. I know it's a transition room and all that because it's just a transition between where we start and all that, but go back to that. Can make that. Okay, so that's 160, 480. Okay, something's got to work here. That's 90, so that's 270. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger. That way we can put some more things in it. And this should be 16. No, it's 32 again. Damn you. Damn you, Maverick. This should be all from the other one, yeah. Go back here. The room size did not get bigger. Close it and reopen it. See what happens. Okay, now it's bigger. That is weird. Wabbajack, thank you very much for the follow. So the village is in the middle of the forest, and we have to go anywhere. We have to travel out of the forest. Yeah, so the village or the house where we live, which is where our starting point is. Back here, I call it the village because it was what he called it in the tutorial. This basically is where our main character lives, not the village. The village is actually on the other side of the forest. So if he exits from any of this screen, there'll be forest all around him. And then there's things in the forest that need to happen. And then there'll be the village on the other side of the forest to the right. How big is a character? He's only, he's 16 by 32, I think, if I remember correctly. So he's not very big. He's a pretty small guy, but he is. Where did numbers go? Okay, I got to get used to this new way of this happening. So, oh, playa. Let's look at his sprite. Script sprites. Yeah, so he is 16 by 24. Character is 16 by 24. So he's tiny. And then because we put a bridge coming into town, we'll put the bridge over here. Yeah, go. That's funny. I'm working at the wrong scale, but that's okay. I would fix that momentarily. Put him to continue in the forest down this way. He goes up that way, which will lead to that. This will be to the actual town. The rest of this can be filled in with the green for now. Okay. Doesn't have to be a big, huge thing. It can be a smaller window, but it's mostly for plants and aesthetics than anything else. Mm-hmm. So there's some basic road stuff. And then we'll put a, should we put the bandit's hut here? No, we won't put the bandit's hut on the other side because they'll be farther away from the town. It's hard to keep asking questions, but how many pixels is each square that you're making the path? They are 16. The path may be a little bit tight. These are not going to be final. We're just doing mock-ups right now. So as we walk around it, well, and we do things, it'll widen them up. But the average right now is 16. It's probably a little short, but it's you could probably just do that and make it a little bit wider so it looks like you can actually travel down it. But these blocks are 16 by 16 blocks. So if we look at the original where he was, which was his original starting point, it's the same width as this one here. This is the bigger one. This is the 3 blocks, I believe. Let's put 16 on here. It won't let us. Of course it won't let us. So they're the same size as here. In fact, you'll walk from out this way. We'll go into here. And we'll have trees all up in here because I haven't built the trees yet. We do have a sprite for trees, or an object for trees, but it's some of my silly artwork, so I think it's way too big for this. But what is a tree? Maybe I made it into I don't think I probably made it into a sprite ever, did I? No. Part of this? No, I didn't make a part of that. Oh, that was on ours. So no, I didn't make it into a sprite yet. So tiny characters and huge tree. Well, just temp, all temp. Oh. Don't judge me by my crayon drawings, please. I appreciate it. I literally have only learned anything about Game Maker Studio in the last couple weeks. So I was not using it before, have never used it before, am not a programmer, and haven't done this before. This is basically a challenge put out by, for the lack of a better way to put it, it's a challenge put out by one of our yearlings saying, what would you do if? And so we started doing this as an if. But I had a lot to learn to get this far, so I'm actually pretty happy with ourselves here. Much better than we were at. I'll show you where we were at. Let's save this. Let's load up our original. Load Toby up. And this will make you laugh because you'll see that my scale, I'm absolutely insane with my scale. So if we go back to our original village, our original granddad's house, this was granddad's hat. This was our little character. You know, this was our village. As you can tell by the camera screen up here, the camera thing went way off scale. So you can see that the scale is pretty scary, but we do have all the buildings and stuff like that, and it does run. You know, this was before I did, and this Sunday I just finished the 51 tutorials from Sarah Spalding. But before that, I'll show you what we were doing. Go here. Did I put it up here? I think I saved one up here, but let me see if I can find it here real quick. Ah, this one should run. We'll see if this one runs. Okay, so let me turn the game capture back on and change it to our old one. Okay, takes a second. So this is where we were before. I know it's not perfect or beautiful, but it was the first time I ever opened up. This was before I only did one tutorial, one 4-part tutorial, and I forget who it was by, but this is what I kind of put together. So we have a basic thing. We're trying some different stuff, you know, in building things, just learning how things work. You know, we built buildings for everything, so you can actually go into them. Way overscaled, way too big. I completely understand that now, which I did not understand before. You know, so, and then we go into town and it's literally like, oh, sorry. Here's our town with our little trees and our big trees, and every building has a building. But now I've after going through the 51, where I literally finished it Sunday. This is Tuesday. We're going to start doing this the proper way, or a proper way, like this grocery store. But like I said, I knew nothing about Game Maker Studio when I started, and have pretty much joked my way through the whole thing, but have managed to put something together. So that's not too bad. A boarding house. But yeah, but my scale was way off, and our stuff is starting to be more compact, and we're starting to make it. Oh yeah, it's all fixable. Because as we build the new town in the new setup, all the stuff will transfer over, but maybe in a different form. But I think that the compactness that Savvy Otter did in hers has inspired me to do a lot less overbuilding. Because a little tiny town has a temple with that many seats. That's too many seats for a tiny town. You know, then we have a town hall, we have the powder shop. All these have insides to them. This is the school. You know, so we've made silly little things for the school. It was fun though. We got a playground out here. Got fences around it so kids can't get out. But yeah, cool. Oops, we're stuck. There's his office, principal's office. And go out this way. Yeah, so we started just putting stuff together. Just to have some place to run around and do things. Game Maker is pretty fun when you get to use it. Yeah, I'm learning. Yeah, I would say so. The scale is way crazy. Yeah, it's all fixable, and that's what we're doing with this new setup. Is with the new one, which is this one. I've learned to think smaller when it comes to putting this stuff together. So where we used to be compared to where we are now, or where we're going to start being now, because I just got this to the point to where we can start actually building in it. We have some cool things, because like some of the buildings, instead of having to be rooms themselves like this one is, some of them we can do the tops off now, and you can just go in, like for the littler shops, we can do stuff like that where you just go in and buy stuff or whatever. You know, we have all the systems in, we have all that, and I think we bought everything already here, right? No, we didn't, but we do have a purchasing system in. So yeah, everything that particular tutorial teaches, we have in, which is kind of cool. But for some reason, my pots and my things do not fade behind. So I don't know. Some players don't like to do long walks. Well, there will be some points where there will be long walks, without a doubt. I think that when we walk up to where the cemetery is, I think that will be that should be a long walk. I think when we're going through the forest to the faraway town, by definition, it should be a long walk, et cetera, et cetera. But we also have a train station that we have to build and stuff like that, because in our original designs, there's a train station. Well, we're going to make it. I agree with you about some of them being too small. I want to be able to have Like right now, I think we have 10. I think it's 10 or 9 or 10 buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 14 buildings in a school. And that's a pretty good sized town. And as we start going through there, here's our buildings. As we're going through there, what we may do is the central part of town may have the bigger buildings, and then the outer part of towns may have different things. Oh wow! Thank you for the sub goals, peoples. That's awesome. So as we start putting things together, we'll break them up a little bit to where the town is big, but there's only certain buildings around the town square, and then you have back roads and things like that. But just I don't like it to where every single thing in the town is just there. I kind of like the idea of having back roads and alleys and things like that. So, can you put text in the UI layer? Well, that's just it. Is the UI is doing the right thing. So I see what you're trying to say, but I'm trying to figure out what. Let me open the other. Let me open that thing back up. Let me open up this one. Okay, so the UI layer. Let's go to Objects UI. So here's our UI layer. God, I wish that. Why won't it let me make that smaller? Come on. Sorry, I just got this window, so it doesn't work with the same rules as the other one is, which is S7 and F8, making things bigger and smaller. So the layer that it uses, let me find it. I think it just says instance, if I remember correctly. Instance destroyed, blah, blah, blah. Pause, blah, 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 blah. Let me look at scripts, new box. I think there was one down here for, that's for load save, enemies, quests. No, those are the responses for the dialogue hat. Because the text box is what creates the box. Message background responses. Okay, the responses are if they do that, but none of this says the layer. Background original instance. Original instance equals none. Else original instance. Instance exist other. Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing, Sparta. Yeah. Yeah, and during the evening hours they can come out for bonfires and things like that. Line 10. See, I think I tried this. Oops. I think I tried this last night because I thought about the same thing, but I don't think it worked. Instance exists. Instance is it anywhere else? Yeah. So I think I tried this. Mm-hmm. Oh, gotta close it first. Nope, see it crashed. It says, let me see if I can get this in the window. Oops. Come on. Oh, no, I lost it. Let's try this again. So here's the error I'm getting when I do that. I don't know if you can read that. I could probably make it a little bit bigger. Text screen does not exist. So let's go back over here and look at our game because it does exist because I'm looking at it. Did I misspell it? That screen is there. Let me go back to the original our village. It may not be in village. Okay, let me put one there. Rename. Okay, so we put that in the village. Let's close this and get rid of this. I'll save. Yeah, see, it makes my background disappear and doesn't fix the problem. Okay, blah, 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 blah. If you could also change the draw event into a draw GUI event instead. The draw event is mainly for the... Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll keep that. And then this is a... This is the actual GUI code, which is the... No. Go. So this should be, let me see. Oh, this is the other one. This is, so you're saying if I took the, interesting. Let me turn that change back off again because I have to learn how to use this section and change this just for now so that I can go back into it and look at it the other way. Because that's going to make my life a little bit easier at this moment because I'm used to the other way. But knowing that I can turn that on is good for when I'm doing stuff. So let's go back to our object, our text object, text. So right now we do have it is a draw GUI for that text, which is the O text. And let's look at down in scripts here. Is it in scripts? Yeah, this is what it's called. This is what's called to put that thing up there. To put the box up for the responses and all that stuff on the bottom. This is what draws it. Oh, yeah, okay. Hmm. Just got to remember where it is. On here it goes. Oh, it's queued, not there, it'd be in the script. Okay, so that's changed back. Line 10 on the one. Yeah, this one. Got it. Done. Yep, it has to be the one that says instances, not the one that says text screen. Yep. Dip. Okay, move that to here. Okay, so yeah, so I'm it's a curious thing, but I will also look at the stuff that Sparta put up tonight when I'm doing my homework because this will be part of the homework. But we were going to start just basically building out our forest a little bit. So we will. I need to get some trees and stuff like that in there. But we can throw some bushes in there for right now, which is some of the nubbies here. Is that the right one? Let's see. Yeah, we can throw some of these things in there. There's stuff in the road. This will be the sign to tell you where the bridge goes. This will be a sign to tell you where this goes. Let's keep all those on the correct side. That kind of thing. Now we'll put this one down here. It makes more sense. One, two, three. One over there for when you're going home. Let's put it now. Well, I get here. Got your crossroads here. Yes, line 10 has been changed back. So we're all good. fake. It's over here actually. And we'll put some water around it. Oh, that's wrong. Mm-hmm. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Yep. Huh. Make it a little bit shorter too. Yeah, that'd be good. That'll work. Guess we're on the right layer now. You need to go back and delete it from the other layer. Give that one off for now. Okay. Cool. Turn the upper layer on. So we can work on it. These will be replaced by trees later, so. But yeah. Yep, yep, yep. And then we'll have some, once we get some of the animals, because we started making lists of animals, so we'll have rabbits and stuff that'll be running around here. These will have different kinds of plants, because right now I'm just throwing stuff in so we have some plants in there. You know, and then we'll go to the instance, of course, and start putting the top in. Then it's more of a, we go to the top of the plant, and we say, hey, top of plant, you please sit on top of this. I would appreciate you sitting on top of this. Yeah, I don't want to do that way. Oops. Yeah, sometimes game making is tedious like this. We're just, okay, I'm doing all these things. Yeah, I was going into the road. Oops. I mean, we could do cluster plants, but I think we have to do those, build those from the top down, from the way it looks, the way it's popping those in there. So we can get closer here. Because if we did something like a hedge, see, something like that, but more dense hedge, that could be interesting. So like put one in the middle there so it looks more like a bushy plant. But there'd only be two stubbies to show up. It's cheesy, but also cool to watch the land become alive. Yeah, it is cool. I mean, I'm not arguing that, but it's because this. What's funny is this brings back so many memories, and here's why. This is how I had to build all of Warcraft 1's maps. Doing Warcraft 1's maps was literally like this. And I thought that they found ways to overcome having a human having to do this, but apparently they have not, because the game society does not always think of artists. And the number one position that I think every game company needs, but they always avoid getting, is tools programmers. Guys that will write tools for you to be able to do this quicker. A tools programmer is worth their weight in gold. Take that from someone who wishes they had one and never did, because every time we got a good tools programmer, the game teams would gobble them up to write game code. I'm like, no, he's supposed to be writing us tools. Because you want to be able to have tools that interact between your programmers and your it does a lot of the conversion stuff, does a lot of this kind of stuff. I do like the auto mapping stuff, and I'm going to play a little bit with that in here. I do have that up and working, but if I could do it for building forests, that could be pretty good. But if you ever get a game company, or if you ever work at a game company, request a tools programmer, someone who will write you tools to do your job. It'll make your job a whole lot easier and a whole lot funner. No, you can, but it also creates them in a weird way. So if I do that, it creates them as a single, I think, not as separate ones. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong, you're right. So we can do that with the little ones since they're all just... Since these ones don't have a backing, it's... There's our little towns. Now we can say, let's do this. Let's go back to this one. Oops. I get away from that. That is not what we want to do. Stop making me do that. Hell. Oh. Nope. Yeah, we need to come back over here, I think. Drop the tool, man. Drop it. What does it take to make you drop that? Let's go over here to science. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. some little don't run in the water. That's good. I think we need to move that sign though. Come on. That is not, that's what I did wrong. I pulled them from here. I was not supposed to pull them from here. I was supposed to pull them from up here. Mm-hmm. These are the signposts I was supposed to be using. And they were supposed to be on the instance, not on a background. Put that one there. We'll remove the other one. We'll have to remove these from the other ones from the background so that we can program these ones in. Put this one down here. That looks good. All right, now we go to the background. And we go back to tile set and grab this green one, replace these other ones that we should not have put in. Okay, that's better. Now we go back to here. What was it called again? New text box. This box, we need to make this. Just for right now, we'll just make it to home. Okay. This one will be and we're in zombie mode. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not paying attention. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. We are doing well. Message ahead, Dark Soul style. We'll stop for a minute while this is going on. I'm going to stop for a minute. This is going on. I'm going to make some stuff, then be wrong. And a sign to warn you about the sign next to it. Warning. Sign up ahead. Cute. So that would be a warning sign to warn you of the sign. Wahaha. What's funny is this is game dev. Literally doing stuff like this all day long. Figuring it out. Getting advice from other people. Doing your best to follow it. See if it works. Hope you're having a great stream. shit hit the fan yesterday night at work, and the whole team is hands on to fix it. Missed 4 hours of stream. Wow. Well, we had some problems here yesterday too. Just so you know, we did lose internet connection for almost an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, somewhere in there. And so if you look, there's actually a 1 and a 2 in the top right corner of the title screens for yesterday's show, because we had to come back after the after the internet came back. And we're back. Okay, let's finish putting our signs together here. We did this one. No, we did not. Putting our variables in our signs. And here's your sign. Okay, this one would be to the town. Town is that way. Okay. Town is all set. That one's all set. And then this one will be VB, and we'll call this because we don't know what it's going to be yet. Let's call it the Black Forest for now. New text box. Okay, so all of our signs are done. We'll put in, oh, go to, we'll need one more of those here. Okay. Now we will go to our instance again, and we need to go and get one of these guys right here. And we will go back to our village. I'll tell you one thing, the stuff that this way of doing it, I find so much more appealing than the way we were doing it before in our little setup, because it just makes more sense to me, because we had to write raw code. I like just having the box come up and us being able to do this. Let's put him at 48, just as a guess, by 100. I might put him in a weird spot, but it'd be fun to watch, that's for sure. So what we will do is this will now be want him probably about here. We'll put him in the middle there. Yeah, so he's at 32, 152. Okay, so let's go back to our village. Close this. Change this one to 32, 152. And then make this our forest. Okay, worst comes to worst, it doesn't work, right? It's the way it works. So now that will put him in our forest instead of in instead of the other place. Okay, so I'll save. Go build. So let's see if we actually got that working. So he should be able to. I'm glad I at least got builds working so that I can show you when things are working, since we can't use the auto, the other way of doing it. So that's closed. Good. So this, see if it comes up. It should come up. Yep. Okay. So There's our saves. Going into town. Oh, I forgot to take that other layer off, but yeah, well, should take us over to the new. Okay, yeah. So here's a new thing without any of the hustle and bustle of absolutely anything else. I did put that grass on the Black Forest. Town Hall. Yeah, see, it's not following us, though. That window's not following us, and I don't. It's supposed to be. It's programmed to follow us, but it is not doing it. To home. Homie? My homie's that way. I know, there's no storms near me. I'm a continent away from where the boy is. That's right. I called him the boy. Let me delete this or turn it off. I think I just turned them off and still be okay. Let's see. That's closed the build already. So one thing I do want to note that I found out when we had our blackout yesterday, or our internet blackout yesterday, is one thing I could not do is I couldn't go into GameMaker. So apparently you need to be able to log into your GameMaker account in order to use GameMaker. So if you lose internet connection, you can't just, oh, I'll just take some time and work on my project, because you can't, because you got no internets. Without internets, it's not going to let you. So something to keep in mind. I'm waiting for it to pop back up. Okay. Now we should be able to go to town back at, I know. Why is my background not on? Oh, I think I know why. Let's try something else here. Quit. And we'll load a blank one. That does not fix it either. Okay, well, another bug to fix later. I think I just have to take that whole thing out. I think it just can't even be in there to turn that off. Let's delete that. Go to the village, our main village, and delete it there too. Save. Build. But yeah, sometimes in game making, you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And you're basically hunting and pecking sometimes to get things to work. But I do appreciate that I have to write the names down, that they came in and helped. That was actually quite awesome of them to come in and try to help. Okay, wait for it to pop up. Hopefully we have a background now. Please give us a background. Yes, okay, our background is back. Awesome. So now if we go out the side door here, it should, yeah. See, so we have our nice little thing. We can go to our buttons. But apparently that screen is not following us. Also, there's a jitter there. Yeah, I have to get that fixed. I saw that in one of the comments that happened to some people. But obviously that should be at the bottom of our screen. But what it is in the white box that is at the top. And that does not seem to be following our guy. This is a problem. This was another problem that I ran into, is that it's just not following. So I was looking at the code, and I assumed that it's down. It would be in C. No, here, let me turn that window off. So, oh no, this one. Turn that one up. So, if we look at, let me look at one of the bigger. This one. Okay, we'll use this as an example. So you see that white box? That is supposed to be the visual port, and that port is supposed to be where the camera is. And that camera is supposed to be following our character. But for some reason in our code, it is not. So if I go to a viewport here, this viewport is supposed to be following our player, but it's not, and I don't know why. Because that is the viewport, and I can prove it's the viewport because if I make it non-visible, it turns off. And our text box is created in the bottom of that square. Does Game Maker support cloud storage of any kind? I don't know. Spoopy Mage, thank you very much for the follow. So finding out why it's not following our character is interesting to me because it's completely confused me because it says it's supposed to be. Even in here, if we look at the same thing here, we're now in our little village, and it's supposed to be following him, but it is not. Yeah, I don't know about that. So unless it thinks it's another. I mean, I could set them all. Let's see what happens if I set them all to follow our character, player. But none of them are active, so I don't get it. Go back to our other screen because our forest is a little bit bigger and we can actually see him move around. And we can say, okay. So this one says, why do I have more than one? Oh, okay. Try this. Player. Just in case it's on another viewport. I'm not, and I've just screwed it up somewhere, which is possible. But yeah, it should all be attached to the player, and it should always be following the player. So I've activated a couple more viewports. Okay, we'll save and do a build here, see what happens. My theory was that it wouldn't do that because it shouldn't. Because whatever viewport you say you're using, which we have said that we are using that first viewport, and that's what everything is programmed to. It's weird that it would be not following him. Okay, back to this. Back to the save. Come on. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, see, it's still going into that top right box, top left box. It's not be. Oh, well, I use it every day now. So, well, I learned if you have Stream, their initial shortcuts. Open. Yeah, that's one. A couple of their shortcuts are like that. Another one is one I hate, and maybe those of you that are in here now that use Game Maker a lot, tell me if you hate this as well, but you may be using a different way of doing things. But let me move that real quick. So one of the things that annoyed me more than anything else is when I'm in a workspace and I want to move around, just grab something and move around. I'm gonna do this by accident just to show you. So if I'm here, I went, okay, well, I want to move up here. If I hit the space bar too soon before my mouse gets up here, it'll do that before I get to that space. And what happens from that, because you have to hold space bar down to move around this window like this. Yeah. So, but if you don't, if you're working on something and you want to jump to something else and you accidentally hit spacebar first, it'll do something like that where it'll run away. And if it's on a piece of code that has to be in a specific place, you're going to get errors. So it's something you have to watch out for. I know most of the programmers probably use the other mode that they showed me a little bit ago. So it's something to keep in mind that if you're using it, that it will do that. It's annoying as hell too, because you don't always notice that it's done it until you run a build and then it goes, oh, you fail. Ha ha. Too bad. Yeah. Then you go back and you're like, oh my God, that again. But it's good to know our windows are working. It's just they're centralizing on that original thing. So that viewport is not following us around, and I don't know why. Redeemed item is okay. For the text box being drawn weird, I think making a run draw event can fix it. The best arrow. Have you failed to build this spell? Oh, you. See, I have a couple problems with these text boxes coming up. One of them, as you can see, the sprites are in front of them. And the other is that they stick to the original. Okay, here we go. They stick to this original block here, this original white box. They're always in that box. They don't, that white box, basically what it looks to me is that white box is not following my character. Even though he is set to, even though all of them are set, I went in and set all of them to follow the character. I don't know why it doesn't. So I think it's drawing in the right box, which is the white box that you see there. But I don't think that white box is moving with my character. I know the camera is moving with us, but I don't think that white box is. So I don't know why this white box is not moving with us. Yeah, it definitely doesn't follow. Yeah, it seems to be a layer thing. Yeah, all that code for it to draw as a GUI is all there. All that stuff is there. There was one weird thing. Let me see if I can go back here. Maybe this is part of the problem. No, I think I fixed it already. Because one of the things that I saw happening is when I built these rooms, the inspector, there was like 3 inspectors there in the bottom right corner here, or bottom left corner. You know, so instead of just having 1 there, there were 3, which made me just kind of go, what? So if I would pull this up, there would be a second or third room layer here. That made no sense to me. Or an art river. If like we go back to the village, close this up. There would be multiples, but I think I deleted them all. Or they're hidden. Are they just hidden maybe? But enable viewports, clear viewport background, yap, make it visible, follow the player. All that stuff is there. If we look at the thing and we do a on and off, it is there and it is turning on. You know, Enable viewports, and we go to, we turn that on. This is the viewport that we're looking at. It is set up to follow the player. It doesn't seem to be. And I've gone over the code in the tutorial several times and made sure everything matched, because it's in every instance, you know, and I've went back and like watched through every video again to see the areas that control this, and I can't seem to find anything that would, but I'll stick with the Occam razors for now. It's already in the draw. Yeah, so it's a tad interesting, because it happened before too. I mean, it's been like that since I started working on the code, and don't know why. And I didn't notice it until we built the next room. And like if I go to the old forest, I'll show you here. So if I go, instead of having this go to the forest we have, the one that I just built, because this is one of the reasons why I rebuilt that forest. So if we go back to the old one, let me get the numbers here because I have it written down in my book. Boop, 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 boop. Forest, shop. Where is my forest? Okay, boop, boop, boop. Let's go to the old river. Goes down here, and where's he at? He's at 32,528. Okay, 32,528. So if we make this guy go to the old one, which is 32,538, and we make this into again, river. Okay, so when we do a build, I'm trying to put this back up here. Go build. This I found absolutely fascinating because I know it's building it, but I'm not sure where. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Oh, we're in frickin' ads again. Okay, well, let's get it running, and we'll get it back up. Oh, we want you back home. Go back home. Okay, cool. So if I do it here, obviously it works. It's at the bottom of the thing. Everything's fine. Let me turn that back on. Give me a reason to stop because I keep doing stupid shit. Yeah. Yep. Drunkaway. You would think so, but nope. And it is in the Dragui. Yes, it is. Yep. Doop 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 42. Gotta need some water. Actually, I can test that while it's only 10 seconds, so. Okay, so like I was saying, oops. So when I'm here, yes, it seems to draw correctly. But if I even get off like a little bit, oh, the screen didn't move. This one works, but if I go to the river, and use this sign, it doesn't come up. But what I'm thinking is happening is coming up, but it's coming up here. Oops. Okay. It comes up in this area up here. And I think the way I can test that is if I throw another sign right here and just say something stupid. It doesn't have to say anything of any relevance. So let's test that real quick. So we go to our river, go up here to the top, throw a sign down. Here's your sign. Put it right there. And there's our sign. Click on it. Add some variables. Just because. So we do that, close it up, filter it out. I wish I didn't have to build it every time, but as we have seen in the past, if I try to do a build while OBS is running, it freezes OBS. Why? I don't know, but it does. So if my guess is correct, is it is drawing the sign. It's just drawing it up at the top of the screen where that white box is. So I don't think it's drawing wrong. I think it's only the problem is that the viewport is not following us. That is what I think is going on. Okay, so if we go to this one, he is not moving. That means that yes, the sign is somewhere. Now he is moving because I've taken it out of sign mode. Get this ready here. Oh, wrong one. That's the one I want. So we're going up to this sign up here is the goal. Okay. So now if my assumption is correct, we will see what this sign says. Yep. So that white box is staying at the top of the screen. It is not following our character. So our viewport is not following us. So I got to figure out why. Because everything says it should be following us. Yes, of course. Okay, let's turn that off. I'm assuming, let's see, we're over here. Oh. So in this particular case, that's where the box is. And if we look at, we'll go back and forth here so we can go there. Here's our viewport. So everything's there. So let's go to viewport 0, which is the one we're in. And it is supposed to be following our player. And if we look at the new text box. So and it's been like this since the beginning. I have not been able to get that box to follow my guy. So I'm sorry if I'm moving that too fast or. Because I was trying to find what makes, if there's something telling that thing not to follow us. I don't think it would be in this code. This is the code that actually draws the boxes, and I think it's doing it correctly. So when you say, can I see the code? Please tell me which thing you want to see. I am not a programmer, and I've learned this completely by this tutorial. So just saying, can I see the code kind of puts me in a quandary as to what to show you. Dialog box. Okay. Boop a doop boop. That is up here, I believe. Drops. No. Press dialog responses. No. Dialog box. What was it called? Game enemies. Props. Transition. Managers. Title screen. O game. O UI. From this tutorial, I don't see anything that says dialog box. So let's look at this. Now this is just all that beginner text stuff. Maybe it's in here. Text, this one maybe. Like I said, I'm not sure that it's the writing the I'm not sure writing the dialogue's the problem. Looking at it from what I'm seeing is it's being written correctly in the viewable box, but that viewable box is not following our player. And that's on every screen. So anytime that we actually see the text come up, it's because our player has moved inside that box, not because that box has followed us. An instance won't follow the player unless it's tied to the player's XO position, which isn't that what, okay, let me ask a question though. Isn't that what this over here does? Is because we've assigned it to follow the player. So here's our camera view for 0. It is assigned to follow the player. Always. Object follow. Follow this object at all times. But it doesn't. This happens in every room, including our first room. So when we had the first room bigger, the box would always stay there. It would never follow the player. The camera follows the player, which I find fascinating. But the actual, let's try this. Let's look at every single viewport, because what I did for the viewports is I went through some of them and put all of them on O player. Let's just put all of them on O player and see what happens. Maybe the viewport somewhere is saying that maybe it's a different viewport, but the one that shows up when I turn it on and off may not be the one that's actually being used. So object. So every single viewport is now set to O player in the village, which is too small. So we're going to have to do the same thing in the river. In a van down by the river. Okay, so 0, camera 0, O player. Because then I'll have to go and figure out where is it telling you to use a different viewport than the first viewport? Because that's going to be a little bit tricky. But if every single viewport is sent to O player, and it still doesn't follow the player. That means that there's a piece of code somewhere that's preventing it from following that player. Let's do a save. I'll do a build. Okay, come back on, please. Okay, so now in theory, it should follow us. So let's see. And we should be able to turn that on. Okay, so he is locked out, which means that the text box is being seen. Now he's not. So somewhere something is preventing that thing from following us. Because I think if we go back up here, yes, it's going to follow us again. As soon as we hit this, we're going to see the box again. Yep. You're drawing the text box in the draw event, not the draw GUI event. I put it where the tutorial told me to put it. I will look at that. I will have to learn. Okay. That viewports won't make a difference. Yeah, well, that's what I've learned. So you said that I'm drawing it in. Let's go back to our workspace. Okay, so go to text box. Oh, let me take that down. So this is the new text box. This is the text box that you call the text box and then it puts this up. So I don't know anything about how this works. So it's writing it to the instance, which is the layer that is everything. The original instance other than ID, none. Now, is this where it's saying to use the object otext? Okay, go to otext. Here is otext. I'm sorry I'm pitiful on this, and I'm sorry if I'm frustrating you guys. I don't mean to. It's all right. Right click on where it says draw. I mean down here? Oh, in the sidebar. So over here. We are in draw GUI. That's what this is. Okay, right click on it. Okay, draw event. That's just the comment. Oh, okay. So add event, I'm assuming you're going to tell me to add an event, go to draw, and then draw GUI, and then copy this into the draw GUI. Is that basically what you're telling me to do? Yes. Okay, let's try that out. Copy all this. Copy. Now, can I disable? Add events, copy event, duplicate event, change event. There's no way to just disable that, right? To just say disable for now so that we don't. I mean, it's not like I'm going to lose anything. It's all good. Okay. I'll delete that. Deleting it. It is gone. We're going to do a save. I'll save again. Save. Okay, this we haven't done a whole bunch on this, so go build. Because it sounds to me what you're saying is the code may be right, but I put it in the wrong thing, which is fine because if I did, I did. I mean, don't have a big problem with it. We're looking at here. Is that the right? Okay, copy. Okay, bring that game capture back up. Okay, let's start with the river. Well, damn. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the help. Sure, it still works up here, which it will because it's, you guys are right. Yep. No, I understand that. And usually for most of the tutorial in the comments, most of the things that were out of date were fixed pretty readily. But some weren't. And I did my best to try to go out and find them. But now that obviously a whole lot cleaner. So love it. But for 51 tutorials, getting all the way through it, and that only being the real major screw up I did, that's not too bad. Yeah, no worries. I mean, maybe what happened was it said draw GUI, and I thought it meant to write the description draw GUI, which is what apparently I did. Which is you could see that when you said that that's the comment. You're actually right. It's maybe that's what happened. Is he goes, you probably did it's going to draw, and then I was thinking of putting the description up, and he said, "Oh wait, no, draw GUI, not draw," and I didn't hear that, and I thought he meant type draw GUI at the top of it. And we are behind schedule. Thank you guys so much for helping me fix that. I know it's silly. We did get a very small part of the forest kind of laid out, and we have to start working on some artwork and stuff like that for this game. Just some temp stuff that will get us through. In fact, we can probably go back to our old one, but I'll make something that kind of fits and similar to what they've used, but we'll make some changes to it so we can actually start building things out and stuff like that. But yes, thank you guys so much. In fact, let me write some names down here. Okay. Yep. Nope. This will just take me a second because I like to keep track of who's helping and stuff like that so that we can get some credits going. We do give credit where credit is due. And probably in some places it's not. Where's my credits list? This one, no. Next. I know I made one. Because we have used it in the past. Okay, well, maybe I made a separate sheet for it. Let me look. Oh, it's in this one. Okay. Credit list. Add some names to this from our talk here. I think you're already in Sparta. You are. Sparta's been helping since the very beginnings. The beginnings of time and space. In fact, when he saw the credit list, the only thing he said is, "Can you spell my name right?" Which is probably what I should have done in the first place. But for some reason, when I copy and paste stuff, I always miss the first letter. So it was not intentional. So Spoopy Mage, Marcel, 56. Wonky Circle, we got that. Viv. I usually miss the last letter whenever. Yeah, I always miss the first one. I don't know why. So I'm like, I got it. What? I'm glad, Pirate Frank, that it was Pirateer Frank, that it was very entertaining for you to watch me um, struggle. Glad you liked it. Yeah, the tutorial is an old tutorial, but the comments for it are really, really good because a lot of the problems that I ran into with it were that this one is just one that I couldn't figure out. Marcel, we got that. We got Wonky, yes. Okay. Don't worry about it. We know drill ever since Rock and Roll Racing. The stream is still very old man versus machine. Hey, I still have that on that screen too. All I have to do is turn it on. So it is very much old man versus machine. But you would think for as long as I've been dealing with machines that I would be better at this. But this is a section that I just didn't do. I wasn't a programmer. Yeah. George 62, thank you very much for the follow. But our struggle is good because I think the struggle is a good part of what game making is we started doing things, we threw them all together, we threw all the stuff together on the Miro board, we started coming up with different ideas. Oh wait, what is this? Senzu effect. What is the alarm? You have put up an alarm. So what has happened? Is that just for ads? Oh, okay. So Senzu effect, just so that you know for the future, the spinning stop sign is not for ads. The spinning stop sign is for if someone is doing any abuses in the chat. That's why we have the spinning at sign so that it can be brought to my attention immediately and we can stop it. Because we don't want we want this we want it to be someplace you can go and you don't have to deal with all that crap. So that's what the spinning stop signs are. So that's why I stopped everything to look at what you were spinning your stop signs for. Yeah. So just so you know, in the future, that's for violators of the chat stuff. No apologies needed. You just didn't know. Yeah, you don't have to apologize for something you didn't know. It's all good. No worries, Privateer Frank. I'm all good. We are behind though, so we're gonna have to move on now. But thanks to everybody that helped. I think I got everybody's names for the stuff, and I will add them to our little credit board. So that will be fun. But now I think, other than a couple little minor, he's facing the wrong way things that I already knew I had to fix. I think that our code's pretty solid to do what it is we want to do. So that's actually all good things. All good things. I put it in the wrong place. That makes so much sense. I'll have to write Sean because I or Sarah. I'm sorry, because I wrote that her an email saying I'm having this problem. Now I'm gonna write back and say that you guys helped me and this is what we found, and it was completely my fault. So instead of using draw GUI, I use draw. So, but that is cool. All right, let's close out today's. Let's see where we at. Sorry, I'm looking at very tiny text, looking to turn that off. Put this back on. Say thank you guys very much for everything today in regards to our game dev section. Thank all of you for that helped out and gave advice and got us through it and helped us find what the problem was. So that was awesome.